La Isla is the only Puerto Rican restaurant in the state of Washington, and manager Vincent Bravo says he doesn't mind bragging.
People is not to be cocky, but people love it because it's different. It's a different flavor. It's not like some people are more used to the Mexican food and other kind of like Asian food. So it's more spicy and it's different flavor. The flavor that we bring is full of spices, but not spice at all, and it's pretty good.
La Isla opened 5 years ago with just 9 tables, but demand was so great they had to expand. 4 months ago, they added 11 more.
What do you guys got? What are you eating?
Okay, I can't remember the name of it. But it's the pork shoulder over rice. And it's like this yummy garlic sauce with it, and then this pepper sauce, and a little avocado, and some plantains.
Do you guys eat here a lot?
No, it's our first time.
It's your first time? What do you think of it?
It's great. I love it. I love the variety of the menu. There's a lot of different options. They have a great wine list.
Have you ever
A
eaten pork?
shocking number of rum.
I know, isn't it crazy?
I was like, I flipped up at the menu. I was like, okay, 2 pages.
I know. You're like,
Excellent.
we're gonna have some fun here.
Exactly.
La Isla boasts one of the best rum bars in Seattle, with more than 70 varieties. Bartender Jason Maiko says they're trying to get people used to sipping it.
Most people associate rum with drinks such as rum and cokes, mojitos, but what we're trying to do, which is what they have in Puerto Rico, is rums that you can sip on. So tequila made a pretty big breakthrough in the past few years, and so is rum as far as sipping rums.
Is there a technique for sipping? Because I've never really sipped rum myself. I've always just drank it with a mixer. What's the technique there?
Well, I can show you.
Yeah, show me the technique behind sipping rum. I've never done it.
It's a lot like wine tasting.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually do 2 rums for you, so you can see the difference here. So you get you can taste the differences, smell the differences, and what's going on. This is what I mentioned to you earlier, the Bacardi 8.
Right.
Very good introduction to rum. And what you'll see from a lot of people is they'll actually be holding up the rum to the light to look at the caramel flavor.
So just kind of check it out.
Yep, you can check it out there.
Yeah.
Moving it around the glass itself. And then you can see what they call legs, how much it actually clings to the sides, kind of the viscosity of it in itself. Some people who actually do rums add the caramel coloring to it to get that rich looking color in there.
This smells sweet to me.
It is, and it's going to be very sweet. It's going to be very, very candy-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of thick.
It's tough work, but somebody's got to do it. La Isla, a slice of the Baricua Island in Ballard.
She's really wanting to cameo. Okay, so with this particular bottle, this is what? Ron Zacapa? And this really has a unique bottle to it, right?
It does. Yeah, this is a product of Guatemala, and this has been, don't quote me on it completely, but it's been in Guatemala with the same process for I believe over 20 years. Okay. It's either 15 or 20 years on there. This piece right here.
Hold on, time out. Although it may be odd if you just popped in, because we're.
You want me to leave?
Not that I want you to.
You can take that and drink it over there.
All right, I'll do that.
Not that I want you to leave, but it would be odd if we're doing this interview, then all of a sudden people are like, where'd this woman come from?
I'll leave, but I'm taking this.
That's fine.
Totally, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Not that I don't want you in it, but it would be a little odd that she popped right out. Who's that? Where'd the girl come from?
I'll save it as a blooper.
Yeah. All right, so Jason, we'll start over.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'm thinking about on TV, people are gonna be like,
Where'd she come from?
Anyway, all right, Jason, tell us about the Ron Zacapa here because it's got a unique bottle, and this is sort of the next step up from the 8, right?
It is. I would probably put it a little bit more to the higher end of it. It's a product of Guatemala. and they've been keeping with the same processes for I believe about 15 or 20 years. This right here itself is actually handmade in Guatemala by the indigenous people there, and it's something that they put to each bottle, so each one's done individually different. But as you can kind of see, there's no seam to it whatsoever. So it kind of ties in a little bit of the art of the culture of Guatemala, and also the way that they actually do this is it's very clean, very pure as far as using their own waters from the mountains of Guatemala. So you're going to see a lot of big differences from this as far as a lot of dark fruits. So plum, tobacco notes that are going to be in here. You're going to get a little bit more of a molasses taste in there. And it's going to be a different type of sweet, whereas the Bacardi 8 was a little bit more like candy. This is more of a dark fruit sweetness that's going to be in there. Again, one thing you can notice is the color difference from the Bacardi 8.
To me, it looks a little bit lighter. Am I right?
It's actually a little bit darker.
Is it a little bit darker?
As far as the...
Oh yeah, you're right.
So you get more of a molasses color in here and more of a caramel color. This has no artificial additives.
That's what it's not as syrupy maybe. That's
exactly. Yeah. This is just from the natural aging process that they do. And so you can see, I mean, there's kind of a night and day difference.
Yeah, it's definitely
what you're tasting there. Depending on the type of rum, a lot of people in Puerto Rico, if you get some other rums that are very perfumey, they'll put one ice cube in there to kind of even out that, as opposed to waiting with time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, does anybody ever put a lime in there or anything like that, or is it kind of just, is it mostly straight?
If they're a seasoned rum drinker, they know what they like. You might get someone who says, add a pinch of lime, or can I get an additive to it? But that's because they've drinking so much of it, they figured out what they like. Most people will just drink it straight, drink it clean.
And typically, I guess everybody's unique, but typically how long does it take to drink, just a shot of this? I mean,
most people will take probably, I would say, up to half an hour, maybe a little bit more. Just because these aren't shooters.
Right, so you recommend just to kind of relax.
Exactly. Have it after dinner, as you would like a cognac or something like that.
So it's like a touch of Puerto Rico here in Ballard.
Exactly. Yeah, little island in Seattle.
Cool. And you guys feature what, more than 70 rums?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you go to search those out?
Mostly, we have to go everything through the liquor store, Washington State Liquor Board, and so we bounce from whatever liquor store has the most rums, and we keep our stock in here. There's a lot more rums out there, but they're rums that we don't want to carry.
Right.
Either flavor differences, or the mixers are somewhat similar. You can have Bacardi, you can have Castillo. They're kind of the same, kind of. So we don't want to get 10 or 15 of the same mixer in here because it doesn't really.
So how selective are you guys? Because you take a lot of pride in your rums here, right?
We're pretty selective as far as the palate goes. We don't just bring it in here because it's from, we don't have it on our shelf. We'll actually get a bottle, we'll taste it. If we think it fits in with what we want to do, then we'll carry it. But if, sometimes you buy a very expensive bottle of rum and it just doesn't have the lasting flavors, the qualities. Because we're looking for people to come in and hang out, relax with their rum, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So we're not looking for every rum in here, but the best ones that we can find and that we feel are going to adjust to the majority of people.
Good deal.